All right, good morning everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to my class. It's about raw vegan as an S3. My name is Dr. Eve Seiler and I'm 8+ years raw vegan now. And today's topic is about how to use a raw vegan meal plan. And yeah, so I created this 10-day raw vegan meal plan, and of course it's very simple, and it's more simple than a normal recipe ebook or a recipe book where you have pictures and everything. So it's just mainly just simple recipes that you can do easily. Yeah, so this is a raw vegan meal plan, and I would always suggest, of course, you can go through the meal plan and then see what ingredients you will need specifically, but you can totally swap the ingredients, and also you have to adjust it to your own needs, so your activity level. And do you have a question?
Yeah, do you have that on a video somewhere or a book? Or?
Yeah, I do. It's a meal plan that I created, and I'll give you the information later. So, yeah, good morning. Come in. So yeah, so either you can just follow it like strictly, or you can swap. And I'm going to show you how to swap also the ingredients if you don't have them, for example. So, and also the amount of food. So it's made for eating a lot of food. So you probably will not even need that much food during a day. That's really up to you. So as you can see here, this lifestyle is all about abundance. So I think it's the only diet that really doesn't include any restrictions. So it's really about eating as much as you want, because you're barely, well, this is very low in calories, so it's very caloric low. In comparison to meat or oil, it's very dense, and even potatoes are very dense. So you really have to be concerned about calories in a different way here. So you have to eat enough calories, and you really use your full stomach capacity for this lifestyle. So that's why it's all about abundance here, and no limiting any food. But your body will just tell you, okay, this is enough food, I'm full. And so this meal plan is made for giving you just as much food as possible. Of course, you can also double the amounts. So here, for example, for breakfast, it says a mango smoothie bowl. It says 2 mangoes, 2 bananas. Of course, you can do 5 bananas and 2 mangoes. So if you feel like it, so it's really, really up to you. And as a snack, so we have here also smoothies or an applesauce, but as a snack is always more fruit. Because in fruit there's the calories, and that's what we want, because on a raw diet, we don't eat rice and potatoes and starches, cooked starches. So to replace the dense caloric foods, we use really ripe fruit, like bananas. So for example, these bananas, a little bit unripe, so they don't even have any little spots. And they will be a little bit more starchy, and the starch is a little bit harder to digest. It doesn't give you the proper energy. So if you have a ripe banana where the starch is transformed into simple sugars, this will give you immediate calories. And it's a little bit weird that I talk about that you have to eat calories, but on this lifestyle you have to. Even if you're overweight, even if you would eat a lot of calories, you would not gain too much weight.
Is this way of eating, is this possible for people who are diabetic?
Yes, and well, you have to be careful at first. You definitely want to control or check your blood sugar while you're eating and see what you already do, right? But I would say a cooked potato is metabolized in your body just as a ripe banana, because it's a carbohydrate. It's a lot of sugar for your body. It's also easily digested, the potato. It's the fiber is broken down. So I think definitely a cooked potato will spike your blood sugar more than a banana. I'm not quite sure what banana. Banana is a very sweet fruit, so you want to be careful if you're diabetic with bananas. But you can eat other fruits. So you can eat apples, you can eat pears are pretty good, papaya really good at first. And then you ease into it a little bit. But as long as you eat a lot of fiber, and fruit has a lot of fiber, you can also mix your banana with greens. You can make a smoothie and mix it with greens. That would probably be also better for your blood sugar. But you really have to monitor it.
So smoothies are one of the ways that you can kind of concentrate the calories a bit, right?
Definitely, yeah.
They're more easily accessible that way, right? So
The
is it
calories?
better to chew?
It is always better to chew. But in our society where we already have teeth problems and all this, who can eat so much salad, especially if you get older? So it's okay to use the blender and the food chopper to help you. It's still, I think, the best diet, and it will cure your diabetes.
It does help to drink the smoothie slowly also.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you make a smoothie, you drink it slow, you mix it with your saliva, and then yeah, exactly.
Sorry, doesn't it break down the fibres out in the blender?
It helps. Well, it's not like heating it up, where it
Mashing it.
chemically breaks it down, but it's kind of like your teeth. So it's very thorough. So you really chew it. So the blender chews it for you.
It's just my little thing. But when we chew it, the microbiome, goes round. But when it's the smoothie, you just drink it down and it.
Yeah, the smoothie actually makes the fiber more accessible for the
That's right,
microorganisms.
yeah.
So it's actually better. But of course, you want to mix it with your saliva, and
Yeah.
you have to drink it slow.
Mm.
But for the more you chew your food, the better it's digestible, and the more the bacteria can penetrate the fiber.
Good.
Because if you just swallow a chunk, then the bacteria can't really access it, so it just goes through you. So you really want to chew it. There's a lot of questions today.
Sorry, lectins and oxalates in raw foods, like what's your approach to that?
Yeah, so that's a good question. And I learned recently, I was never concerned about oxalates. I think this is so, like, okay, most meat eaters and people who eat a lot of animal products, they have kidney stones. Barely I know someone who is on a vegan diet and has kidney stones. So there must be something going on here. And it turns out that oxalates are also transformed endogenously in your body. So your body produces also oxalates while you're eating certain foods. Although your food might not have oxalates, but they stimulate through complicated pathways, they stimulate oxalate production. So that is one reason why high meat eaters have more kidney stones. So the oxalates, and also the microbiome that you have on a vegan diet actually eats oxalates in your gut, that it doesn't even go in your body. So that's one reason why oxalate is not really such a big issue with a raw vegan diet. And fruits are very low in oxalates. Kale is actually not that high in oxalates. Spinach is a little bit higher. So it's very more complicated than we think. It's not like so easy, like, oh, this food has oxalates, so it will cause kidney stones. It's like the body is so complicated.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to, could you eat all of it and not blend it? I'm just assuming the reason you blend it probably too is because it would just be so much.
Oh yeah, of course you can eat it. So we could,
Or
of course, yeah, we could be done right now. We could just sit on this table and eat everything as it is. Absolutely. But of course we are used to preparing our foods, processing our food. It's not necessary in the raw vegan lifestyle, for sure not. when I travel, for example, I will just eat everything as it is. But since I'm used to eating processed foods, and I have cravings too, you know, I have memories of good food, of noodles and meat, or although the meat is highly processed, you know, I mean, this food you can't eat as it is. You cannot eat an animal as it is. You have to process an animal. So our physiology is perfectly made for eating this food, not animals.
One other thing, I did get like an email from Dr. Clark, I believe, and he was cautioning people not eating too much spinach. I don't know, I can't remember.
Yeah, that goes in the same category with the oxalates. And
That's the oxalates. And
yeah.
it's because if you already have kidney issues, you should not eat too much.
it really depends,
Yeah.
and then people mix animal products with spinach, and then they have the endogenous oxalate that are produced in their body themselves, and the exogenous oxalates that they eat from the diet. So it's, of course, they have more oxalates, but it's not really that simple. Yeah, and then some supplements also increase your oxalates in your blood, like vitamin C. I have to make another lecture about oxalates one day, but I don't have any. Yeah, so I don't really know anyone who is on this lifestyle and has kidney stones. It's like it's mostly the people who eat a lot of animal products. Yeah, so back to the meal plan. So so you have to adjust it to your activity level, and you can double the amounts of foods. You can swap it with a different food, and then mostly it's like you start with hydration. Of course, you drink water first, and then you have a breakfast of fruits, like many fruits, and you can either eat them like as they are, or you can make a mango smoothie bowl. And let's just start and just make something here, right? So we have for breakfast a mango smoothie bowl, for lunch and dinner. Usually I don't even have lunch and dinner. I have kind of one meal, like lunch and dinner, but it's really up to you. So you have a salad with dressing, and then bolognese with salad noodles. So we mix noodles with the bolognese sauce. But let's just start with the breakfast, and there would be, I have 2 mangoes here. And of course, mangoes are sometimes hard to get. And you also want to have ripe mangoes that are sweet. And how to open a mango, you just, you have to know the seed sits like this in the mango. And you cut like right, need the seed. And I'm going to switch here for the live stream people. Switch it to the camera. Oh, it's not working?
Garth said that they're doing maintenance.
Oh.
It's because of the
Oh, everything is down then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so sad.
Do you ever eat plantains raw?
Yes, when they're ripe.
When they're, and how do you know plantains? Because I know if they're not as ripe, you can, I think normally people make them right when they're not as ripe. But are you supposed to wait until the skin is black, or?
Sometimes, it depends. I wait until they're soft. And if they're soft, they're definitely, well, they're yellow. It depends how ripe they're picked. So if they're picked a little bit more yellowish, of course, I mean, you could pick a plantain perfectly ripe from the tree if you would have let it ripen there, but usually we don't get that. So it really depends how ripe it was picked. And if it was picked very, very unripe, there's no way you can ripen it at home. So that's done. And then I go for the softness pretty much. And then if they're yellow and are soft, although not completely black, then you can eat them like this. But some need to be completely black. The more black they turn, the more sweeter they get, for sure, and softer. But they don't have to be completely black.
Do you eat sprouted chickpeas and things like that?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, so I cut like right on the side of the pit. And if it's a ripe mango, you can also just peel off the peel here, the skin. and I just cut a little bit more off the pit.
What's your favorite thing to eat raw?
My favorite thing to eat raw. I eat everything raw.
Yeah, but your favorite.
Well, my favorite is a little bit hard to say. I mean, I think the fruit that I really, really like is durian, but I never get it. And then there's jackfruit. Yeah, and if I have it, I just eat the whole day. I just eat jackfruit.
What does it taste like?
Like bubble gum. Juicy fruit.
Can you buy jackfruit at? Because they're not the regular supermarkets. Can you go to kind of an Asian market? Do they have an Asian?
Yeah, but it depends also on the season. So there's a season for jackfruit. I think it's like August till October, something like that. It really depends. Oh, there's 2 seasons. And then you can try your luck in Asian markets. Sometimes, again, with plantains, to pick too unripe, so it won't really ripe well.
I get it almost year round in my Asian store. And then sometimes because it's so hard to cut it. because
Yeah,
it
it's very
ruins your
messy.
Knife.
It's worth it.
Yeah. I get it already picked out in a
Oh, okay.
container, but it's not cheap, but
Yeah,
it's worth trying.
sure. That's a good way to try it, at least to have it cleaned up, because it's. But once you eat it, then maybe it's also worth it to clean it up.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the mango, I just spoon out like an avocado, pretty much. Like you do spoon out an avocado, and it's very messy to clean up a jackfruit. But what helps is having. How I clean a jackfruit is I just cut it in quarters, and I just clean it up. But I will have a little bowl with oil, just with a spoon in there, just ready for me, like because and then after I clean everything up, I'll just use the oil and clean everything up, the knife and everything. So the oil.
I oiled and the knife is one little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't oil it before I clean it up, because then you have the oil on your
Yeah,
food.
you do, you're right.
But after, the oil will help you clean it up. It's very messy, but it's so worth it. And if it's in season and I get good jackfruit, sometimes I end up buying 3 jackfruits and clean them up. Yeah, this is how much I like them.
Can you freeze it?
No, I don't freeze it. I'll just I clean it up and put it in my fridge, and it keeps for a week. It keeps pretty well for a week. And I eat a lot of jackfruit then. I will eat a big bowl of jackfruit every day. Because in fruit there is my main calories. And it's just, I feel it's very bizarre that we don't eat mainly fruit these days. It's actually very bizarre that we have to process our food to get enough calories. Although we were physiology made to eat mainly fruits. I mean, we come from the jungle and our physiology is made for climbing the trees and to eat mainly fruits. So it's very bizarre, I think, that we distance ourselves so much from our own nature.
You ever eat a whole watermelon and just cut it in half and eat it out of the...
Yeah. I do that too, yeah. We're not very many people here, but I'm preparing, well, if you would eat this by yourself, well, I have probably food for 2 people here on the table.
Can you do that?
day's
Yeah, for a day's worth. Probably, yeah, that's for 2 people. If you only eat raw, you have to eat the calories.
Do you make it a point to have some seeds every day, or not some seeds every day?
Today we don't have any seeds here, but yeah, I do eat seeds too.
But you
I
don't-
eat chia seeds, walnuts, this meal plan actually has pine nuts in here for a dressing, and I don't have any pine nuts, so we will just swap that.
So you don't necessarily make it a point to have seeds and nuts every day?
No, I don't have nuts and seeds every day now. Sometimes I have very light days where I don't even have any fat. It happens. And then some days I will eat a whole coconut if I like to, which has probably like so much fat. It will have 2,000 calories just like coconut. So yeah, I don't eat a balanced diet. I eat a diet that suits me. Yeah. Like every day is different. So I'll use this ripe banana, which makes your whatever you're making in your blender very sweet. There's 2 bananas, and that's pretty much it. I'm like really wasting the time here while talking so much. But it's really just that. You just put it in your blender, and I didn't find the temper, so hopefully I can blend it up without using a temper.
Do you have blueberries? It's on your list.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it, your smoothie bowl. And the blueberries, yeah, the blueberries are also on the list, but they're not getting blended unless you want to. Of course, you can do whatever you want. You can blend blueberries, but it will look different. So this is our smoothie bowl.
And if this is frozen, it would make really good ice cream.
Yeah, but be aware that frozen food does digest differently, and it also doesn't have the same nutrition.
What is lost in the freezer?
Well, it's debatable. So I will just put the blueberries here on top. And there you go. You have your, just put them all. You have your smoothie bowl. So that would be a breakfast for you. What's lost by freezing? Well, if you freeze a carrot and you thaw it, it's kind of like a cooked food, right? I mean, it will not be tasty anymore. Yeah, so it lost the life energy a little bit.
So you don't eat much frozen food?
Rarely, I do. I do sometimes do frozen bananas or frozen berries are pretty okay, I think. But they have a lot of fiber, so everything that has less water, they can be frozen for sure. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like it digests differently, so the enzymes are not that active anymore. I think there are some studies that show that the vitamins are a little bit less after frozen foods. So, I mean, we're also not supposed to freeze the food first and then eat it, you know. This is like the raw vegan lifestyle is really, it's all about unprocessed foods, how it was grown. And then, of course, while I do use the blender, but it's more like chewing it up for me. So I think the blender is acceptable, but you choose for yourself what's acceptable, really. So we have.
That's just mango and blueberries?
Yeah, it's mango, banana, 2 bananas, and then blueberries on top. And you can also try it later if you want. Then for lunch, we have this dressing. I don't have pine nuts, but pine nuts can be replaced with anything that's creamy, fatty, high fat. It can be another seed, it can be walnuts, it can be even almonds. Yeah, anything, sunflower seeds, but it could also be avocado, which is also high in.
I find macadamia nuts are similar to pine nuts.
Macadamia, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you can use any, well, it will be, well, if I don't use anything that's similar than pine nuts, it definitely will taste different, but it's totally okay, you know. You don't have to make it just as it is. It's totally okay if you use this meal plan and create your own recipe roll. It's just like a guide, you know. It just says. So for the dressing, blend pine nuts, cucumber, celery, a medjool date. I don't have a medjool date, but it's okay. I mean, it would just not be sweet. You know, that's also okay. And lemon juice. But what's really important is the creaminess and the lemon juice. The lemon juice gives the flavor. So it was half a cucumber. And also it doesn't matter if you use half a cucumber or a whole cucumber or water. Instead of the cucumber, you can use water too.
You peel your cucumber?
Sometimes it really depends if the peel is very thick, or sometimes they treat that also with oil. So if that happens, I'll definitely peel it. Oops. Well, I'll get it later. So we use avocado instead. And honestly, I don't know if I want to mix avocado with cucumber. I mean, it's just a personal preference. But you probably could. But I think maybe I'll make this dressing like really simple.
So if you have avocado that's really hard, you maybe were accidentally opened up, didn't realize that it wasn't at all right, would you just try to eat it like that, or would you just probably set it back aside and ripen it?
It really depends. Probably I wouldn't use it for a dressing. Like blending it up probably doesn't make it creamy. This one is, I mean, it was kind of ripe, but it's not the ripest. But it really depends. You can just try it if you like it, and then you get to chop it up and eat it like a vegetable.
So you have eaten them kind of hard before, or when they're not?
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
it happens. Sometimes I could not eat them. There was one variety, it was just so bitter, and I couldn't eat it. So it really depends. But I wouldn't use it for a dressing where it needs to be creamy. It probably will use the creaminess. Yeah, and just use some lemon juice. Lemon juice, and it has dill. Unfortunately, I don't have dill. So it will just be such a very easy, simple salad dressing.
You tried this with mint?
Oh, mint is a good idea.
Because when I just look at the ingredients, mint could actually be nice.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. You can add mint. But this is how you use a meal plan, right? You just, instead of this, I could use this. It's just a guide, really. I do have some thyme, but I want to use it for a different.
Oh, I wouldn't look. Oh, I wouldn't see that. It's too strong, I think.
Yeah, I want to use it for something else. So this has just avocado and lemon juice. I use one lemon, maybe you have to use another one, and some water. Instead of the cucumber, which would give this dressing the liquid part, I'll just use plain water. Probably like a half cup or something.
Do you ever use spices?
Yeah, but I don't have pretty much any spices here. So you don't have to use spices. And that's a very, very simple dressing. And I didn't even clean up the blender after I made the breakfast.
There you go, sweetness.
Yeah, this is the. Let me just try this dressing here. Yeah, it does maybe needs a little bit more of lemon, but I think it's pretty good. Maybe it's pretty good. And then just your salad. Salad will be just greens and tomatoes. I have here so my favorite kitchen tools are pretty much the blender and the food processor. Those are really my favorite kitchen tools. And to make the salad, it says romaine lettuce, but you can use any lettuce. Let's use the spinach, for example. Spinach is really, really healthy for you, so I wouldn't even, of course, if you come from a high meat diet, you want to be careful, but at some point, if you're eating if you eat plant-based and a lot of raw foods, then there's no reason to restrict spinach, in my opinion. Maybe we'll cut it up a little bit. So this diet is all about eating lots of fruits, but also eating a lot of greens. We'll use a bell pepper. This knife is more sharp. I always want to show you how I make it just from scratch. Really, I didn't really prepare anything, just to show you how quick that is. Just make your food out of whole foods. Okay, you can also add some kale if you want. Tomatoes. The tomatoes, these are really difficult to slice, right? So I'm just gonna put them in my food processor because I'm lazy. Maybe just a few like this. Okay, this food processor again. Wish me luck. I always struggle with that.
I think I have the same food processor. Yeah, it's an adventure.
Is
Is
it?
it?
Yeah. It's gotta be.
Oh man. Oh, there you go. So I just chop them up here. It kind of makes a little sauce. You can also add basil and make a tomato sauce like that. Really, it's so simple. It's not really like sliced tomatoes, but it kind of makes it interesting. And I'm going to use the food processor anyway for the second meal. So that would be our salad here. And the dressing on top.
And you typically use all the dressing?
You're right, actually, it's a little bit too much dressing for this. So I would probably use a little bit more greens for this.
Oh, okay.
So, but it's really up to you, you know, you decide how much you want to eat it. But I'm just not gonna mix it, and so you can just take as much dressing as you want, and you can always add some more greens to it. So, but that would be one of the, well, lunch and dinner together. I always have lunch and dinner together, actually. But that is just one idea, and you can just make more of this. I think one avocado is plenty for a whole big salad, so you don't need much more fat for the day. But yeah, you can make more greens on this. You can just chop the kale and this lettuce, maybe the cucumber too would fit in there. Yeah, so it's up to you, and you would be already done for the day, really. To be honest, you just eat this, and then you have that, and you'll have some more fruits. You can also add some pears. There's the applesauce. You just blend up apples and put cinnamon on that, or you can also just eat the apples as they are. So it's really up to you what you want to make. You can eat them instead of, you can also blend the apples, make an applesauce, eat the mangoes and bananas as they are. You know, it's a very easy meal plan. It's very safe to use because nothing can go wrong. It's not like you have to bake it for a certain time, and if you over bake it, it's ruined. Nothing like that will happen. You know, the food is already made. I didn't make the food. The sun actually baked the food already for you. So, but I just want to show you. So for the bolognese with salad noodles, we're going to make noodles out of salad, out of lettuce. So we have then a quarter of broccoli. So a little bit of broccoli, doesn't really matter how much. I have here broccoli, and I also have these sugar snap peas. No, these are different though. Those are snow peas. Snow peas, exactly. Yeah. So, and I thought they fit really well with broccoli, snow peas, sugar snap peas, all the same. It has a lot of protein. Like broccoli is a really good protein source. Then the sugar snap or the snow peas, or even peas, are really good protein, and has no fat really. And I'm using also my food processor. And just add it in here. Maybe I'll have to put it first in here because the knife always has to go in properly. Okay. So I'll add this in here. Then it says a carrot, 1 bell pepper. I used half bell pepper for the salad already. I have here half bell pepper. Maybe I'll just do half bell pepper. And also just half a lemon, a carrot. Then it doesn't, yeah, it depends. I mean, what carrot you want to use.
That's a nice one.
Right? And I thought this is a nice color for a bolognese too. It's pretty big, so it might be too big for that. I'm not sure. That's okay. Just use the whole thing.
You only used half a pepper. You only used half a pepper.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to just use a little bit bigger carrot. And then I have for the spices or herbs, I have thyme here. Well, it says oregano, but oregano and thyme are pretty similar. I think oregano, thyme, and marjoram are really similar, aren't they?
Marjoram and oregano, yes. But thyme, I would say, be too tasty.
But it definitely goes well with tomatoes too. And then basil. I have basil here. Basil makes everything taste really good. Especially if you have something Mediterranean or like a bolognese. Yeah, why not a little bit more basil? And then what else? The lemon juice. That's pretty much it. Half lemon juice. And then just chop it all up. What really would fit in here is dried tomatoes, something like that. food chopper at home works a little bit better. Maybe you want to cut your vegetables a little bit smaller for this one. Doesn't cut it. Yeah, this bolognese has no fat, but you could add walnuts too. Walnuts and dried tomatoes. That will make it really, really flavorful. But it's really up to you. I mean, since you already have a whole avocado, pine nuts are also very high fat.
There's some walnuts in the buffet if you want some.
Oh, no, that's fine. You just keep it like that. I'm just saying if you want to make it at home, that would be a variation if you're not concerned about your calories, if you're a high activity level, if you work out, then why not, right? But if you want to lose weight, maybe you want to keep it a little bit low fat. Or if you have like any other conditions like diabetes, then you also want to be low fat. That's very important. Yeah, that would be the bolognese meat, kind of very low fat. I think you could add the celery here too. That would be probably good too. And then the noodles, I will just slice the noodles. So we have here butter lettuce. You can pretty much use any lettuce for this, but you have to slice it like noodle strips. And a sharp knife is definitely helpful for this. And of course you can make cucumber noodles too if you want. So it's really the most simplest way to eat, but most of the time people want to eat more complicated, which is but definitely not more joy. So you just have to get used to the simple eating, and it's more joy actually to eat like that. So I have here my, does it go for noodles? Say yes.
Yes. I guess you could also use zoodles like zucchini.
Yeah, zucchini you can do. Cucumber, like if I have this cucumber here and you don't have a spiralizer, just use a potato peeler. I probably would peel this cucumber, not sure. It doesn't have the oil on there, but the skin is really thick, so it's up to you. It's really up to you what you prefer. You just peel it.
And then sweet potato noodles.
Yeah.
Those ones.
Uh-huh.
Okay, tell if there's oil on the skin of the cucumber.
Yeah, this one doesn't have oil, but sometimes they do, and I'll definitely peel it then.
You kind of just see, is it just more shiny when it does?
And you feel it. You will feel it. It feels oily. So and then you can have these kind of noodles too.
And if it's oil like that, do you think that it leaks into the cucumber too? Or do you think just peeling it is enough to be safe?
Yeah, I would say so. The oil shouldn't penetrate the cucumber. So that would be cucumber noodles if you think the lettuce noodles are not enough.
And do you use zucchini noodles too sometimes?
Yeah, zucchini noodles noodles, cucumber noodles, sweet potato noodles, carrot noodles. You can use jicama noodles, beet noodles maybe. I don't eat a lot of beets.
Is it just because you don't like them, or?
They do have high oxalates, and I do feel the oxalates in beets. So if I taste anything and it irritates my throat, that's a reason not to eat it. But if I eat it and it tastes good, like spinach, it's not really like theoretically I will not leave a food out because some scientific paper said that, okay, maybe it will cause this or that. I just go after my taste mostly. So. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna leave the meat maybe extra here. Just put it in here. Our vegetable meat.
Do you work here at Truenorth? I think I missed it. You said you work at Truenorth.
Right now I do only do the food lectures here. I used to work in clinical research.
So you just do this presentation, is it every other week or every few?
Every other week. Usually on, like always on Thursdays.
Is it the same one every time, or do you make different food every time?
I make different foods every time, pretty much. It's always raw, for sure. So, a little bit, yeah, so that would be dinner. You can also use a little bit of this dressing for this here. You know, if you made this dressing already, even if it's also with pine nuts, doesn't matter. If you keep your dressing separate and you use a little bit for that, you can also use it a little bit for here. And yeah, so and then for a snack, you can make another smoothie. That's a banana, mango again. You can also do two bananas, and then the lacinato kale. I have kale here too. And then some water to blend it up for a smoothie. And that's pretty much it. And then applesauce, yeah, either you can eat the apples or you can slice them. Or blend them up too. Yeah, I don't know. If I should do the smoothie, but it will just be a smoothie. If you want to try the smoothie too?
Sure.
Yes, no.
Why
Why not? I mean, but it's pretty much similar. Although I'm gonna use the kale leaves. So if you don't want to eat, for example, this has a little bit of less lettuce. This has a lot of lettuce even. But you can also use this for another day. For example, you don't have to eat everything at once. But if you're not a big salad eater, then you always can put the greens in your smoothie. I actually never do it because I'm a big salad eater. I love to eat the salad. But yeah, you can use, I'm not going to use a mango, maybe I just use 2 bananas. Or even just 1 banana, it doesn't really matter. And then just kale. To make it more sweet, you can also do dates in here. That's a lot of greens. And then another banana.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I want to make a tiny smoothie, but I can do another one. Well, it will be really sweet because of the banana. It's a nice ripe banana. I could use a mango too for this. But just a little bit of water. It's up to you how much water you want to use, if you want it really thick or you want it more.
So have you always been raw? Or
No. I grew up like everyone else. So.
I I mean, just since you've been plant-based, were you eating the other plant-based and then did you switch to raw? Or once you found out about plant-based, did you only do?
I was increasing my raw foods, but I don't find the lid there.
Yeah,
Where
you,
is it?
you picked it up.
I picked it up.
Yeah, right here. By the
Just next
By the
to the
pomegranate.
pomegranate.
The pomegranate? Oh, I was looking for a black lid. I thought this lid is this lid. Oh, okay. I was so confused. Because my blender has a black lid. To make it nice and smooth.
I think if Bree was asking, when you switched to plant-based, did you immediately go raw or?
Yeah, it was pretty much all raw. I mean, I reduced my meat intake for a long time. It was very gradually for me. And then I definitely increased the raw foods. But I was having meat once a month. And then I just left it off. It was a little bit easy for me. And that would be a smoothie.
That looks so nice.
And this just has the bananas, the kale, and water. Of course, you can make it a little bit more fancier if you want to, but you don't have
Lemon
to.
juice would be nice.
Some lemon juice? Sure.
Do you ever put ginger in these things?
Sure, yeah. You can add ginger here maybe, or you can add ginger in your smoothie. I'm very boring when it comes to smoothies. My favorite smoothie is just banana with either chia seeds or mostly banana. I'm not a really big smoothie person. I like making dressings. I'm also not a big smoothie bowl person. I like to eat the fruit as it is. So that's what I usually do.
Do you have to grind up your chia seeds before you eat them, or can you just eat them as they are?
It depends. So you should soak them. I always like to soak them in water before I eat them, just to activate them and make them more softer. Then you can mix it, or you can also soak it in coconut milk or almond milk,
Or how
and then
long?
eat it like that. Or for how long? Just 15 minutes will be enough. 15 plus minutes. And but also use the blender and grind them up. You don't have to, but of course if you grind them up, all the nutrients, the essential fatty acids are more available, because you definitely make sure that everything's chewed. But even if they're soaked, I feel like I cannot chew them too. So both actually has benefits. I think we should do both maybe.
Do you ever make any special foods for the holidays or
Uh-huh.
recipes?
Yeah, I do have some recipes as well. If you wanna give me your email and I can send you, if you haven't already, I can send you my Easy Raw Vegan Lifestyle Guide. It has a few recipes. So I will send you an email with this. Just look for that. If you see that, don't put it in spam. And click the link. So you have to click a link to get either download it or just look at it. And then I also have a few recipe ebooks. This I made for Thanksgiving, like a special menu. And it has, one is with a dehydrator. I made cauliflower wings, and one is dehydrator free. Instead of that, I made a cauliflower meatloaf, something like that. And I have also the meal plan in there if you're interested. And so just send me an email and I can send you more information. We have a few more minutes left. I'm not gonna make the applesauce. I mean, it's just blended apples with cinnamon, so it's just very easy. You just blend it up too. You might want to have a temper for the applesauce. I didn't find the temper today. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And you can just try it. I will try it for you first. Thank you so much. Hope you like it. I'll try it for you first. Okay. how about that? Who's eating? Only 2 people? Oh, 3, okay. Let me try it for you. So, thank you. You're welcome. Oh, so this would be the smoothie bowl. It's really creamy and delicious.
Do we get a plate from
Yeah, sure. If you want to try it. And then the salad probably will be. Oh, can you also bring some more spoons?
You know, I was in your previous class and I signed the sheet, but I didn't get the email. I don't know, because sometimes your emails go into spam.
Might be, but you can just send me.
Let's sign up again.
Okay, and I also have my email on the sheet, so if you send me an email, you definitely will get it.
Okay.
No, mix it all together.
You know, I like that the dressings are so simple.
Yeah, everything is really simple. It tastes very fresh. This is very low fat, which makes it sometimes less flavorful, but the basil definitely makes it more flavorful.
I don't think I can have a lemon yet. Or citrus. This has
Well, that has very little citrus.
I don't know, it's 8.4.
It depends on what phase, like, 'cause some people are on phase 4, but
Oh, this is very good.
I had
Just I can just.
it's up on the wall. There, right above where I
Oh,
was.
I'm on.
What's called again?
That, up where the soups are in the
Oh,
kitchen.
okay.
And then see what phase you're at.
Oh yeah, this is really good. Did you try it already?
I did.
Oh. Yeah, I think it's good. There's another.
Oh, look at that. Yes.
Well, I like my food, so.
Yes, of course.
And I mean, it's not that I prepared a lot, really.
It's lovely. We did rolls for years with sort of curry sauces and things like that. And that was good. And then whatever we on, we seem to just do a bit more. That was lovely.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the one
you-
place. Do you remember?
Well, that's what I'm doing. I don't know what everybody else is doing.
And what is it you choose?
I'm eating like everything, like right now. Are you water fasting?
Yes.
Oh.
Or juice fasting.
Well, you can prepare it at home. It's very easy.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's so easy.
The one that you took today,
Yeah, it's here. But I will send you the guide, and it has all the information actually. Oh, Germany.
Is it? Oh, wow, there's no, it's not German accent at all, but it's wonderful.
Oh, really?
Well, I think we'll get some thing.
Oh, where would you have guessed?
Well, I knew it wasn't American, but then I was, I don't know, I did this, I know.
Are you from Great Britain?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
my
nice.
husband's
I love Great Britain.
Swiss, French, a little bit Italian. I just know that I've never since England recently.
Wow, that,
Yeah.
But, that's
And the dressing is so simple. It just has pretty much 2 ingredients.
I love the look of it. And do you need the straw? I mean, some of those are quite tender, but I like to use them.
The stem was almost already removed, so yeah, I just do it like
Like
this.
they're chopping really small. Or, yeah.
this is really good.
Right? Only 2 ingredients.
You know what I what's so enticing about these is it's just so simple.
The smoothie is very sweet.
Yes. I'm a lazy person, I'll tell you. I don't like to prepare a lot of food at home.
You just have to be careful with that. You know what I got into? What I've been on this diet for many years. When I got in the habit of just, real quick, throw a sweet potato in the microwave,
Yeah.
and then throw some frozen peas in there. What that does is it you start to lose flavor because the microwave is.
Yeah, that's not good. You can just eat it raw, you don't even have to put it in the microwave.
Or the potato.
The sweet potato.
Oh yeah, I learned that from what you said actually, because I never thought of that.
I can't believe more people don't eat sweet potatoes because they're so.
I love sweet potatoes, but I don't. I think sauces are good to do as well. A snack. And
Yeah.
traveling is good to just, a pudding machine.
Traveling?
Yes, when I don't go on holiday. If you take a plane, you can't take the extra flight, you won't take money. But with the pudding machines, you can shop the house.
Yeah, when I travel, I just have it just as it is.
Yeah. You just go to a grocery store, stock up, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I just eat it as it is.
That's great. If you're in a we always have someone in the kitchen to prepare food and fridge and to chop it up because often it is
Yeah, but you can eat it like that.
And salsa. Do salsa.
And you just dip it in there, like this, you eat it.
But if you don't have a blender.
Oh yeah, but
You know.
you can just eat the avocado.
But if you want sauces and you want salsa and you go somewhere and the knife is lethal, I tell you, I've done that. So I take my little pudding machine, so and chop
you
up
could do that.
garlic, onion,
Yeah.
chili.
But I like traveling so simple, and once you try eating it as it is,
Yeah.
it's very delicious. It's very enjoyable. Just for
do you take the knife with you? They won't let you take that on.
no, I don't. Well, I do have a knife. Well, if I go by car, I always have a knife.
Everything with a plane, but if you put it in your check baggage, then you're okay, right?
Yeah, on a plane it will be no. Yeah, you can take a knife.
You take a bunch of fruit on the plane.
I do take lots of fruit, yeah. And mostly, I just put everything, like I maybe cut it up at home and I put it all in a Ziploc. I wash it, put it in a Ziploc. But there's really no knife necessary either. I mean, I don't need a knife to eat a bell pepper.
How long have you been doing your presentations and?
I started, I don't know, a few years ago. I started already when I was working for physical research.
I don't remember them when I was here before. Do you sometimes not do them at certain times of the year, or have you taken?
Oh yeah, I had taken a break, yeah.
When you switched over to fully raw, did you kind of ease yourself into it, or just?
You what?
Did you kind of ease yourself into it, or did you just all of one day switch from a pretty much cooked diet to a raw diet?
Well, me personally, I always ate a lot of raw foods. And but for me it was always hard to imagine a life without potatoes and rice and pasta, something starchy where you have the high calories. But that's because we are conditioned to eat fruit as a little snack. If we eat fruit in abundance, like really as a meal, I mean this is a low fruit day today here. It only 2 bananas. So you definitely want to make the applesauce, or you want to eat the apples as they're on and just add more fruit, because that's where your calories are in. This is how you replace the rice and the potatoes.
Okay, that's a good way to think about it.
Absolutely, yeah. You have to have energy, And if you're on a high carb diet like here, low fat, you eat a lot of starchy foods like sweet potatoes, rice.
So are you gonna give a presentation again in 2 more weeks? That will be right after New Year's, right?
In 2 weeks.
So what does Dr. Goldhammer say about raw?
He says it's difficult.
Okay.
And your teeth are gonna fall out.
Why are my teeth gonna fall out?
Because because of the high fruit, and the grocery fruit is all bad.
Oh, the sugar from the.
Yeah, but I mean, the sugar from the fruit is similar as the sugar from a potato that you cooked.
Mhm.
So
Well, if you clean your teeth properly, you really shouldn't be having difficulty.
yeah, so well, it does have more acids. You know, it will be.
Oh, the acids, yeah.
But you have to adjust your hygiene, your teeth hygiene. Your teeth are so you will not develop so much plaque on this diet, like very minimal, and the food is very harsh, so it's very tough to chew, and it has high acids sometimes, so that will be harsh on your teeth. So your hygiene should be very minimal. I mean, gentle. Your hygiene should be very gentle, so 2 times regular brushing your teeth, but gentle. So don't use any harsh like bentonite or buy too much earth for your toothpaste, like something that really abrases your teeth. So that's not necessary. And you want to also brush your teeth before your meals and 2 hours after your last meal. So don't brush right away after you ate something, where your enamel is a little bit more sensitive. So it needs some adjustment, and I make mistakes too with this diet, and then using natural toothpaste that are very abrasive sometimes. They have bentonite, and yeah, once I stopped that, it actually grew back. So the enamel actually grew back too. My dentist didn't want to believe me. He's like, you must have had some work done. He's like, I didn't go to the dentist. But it can grow back. Your teeth can heal. And I would not recommend harsh natural toothpaste on this diet. So right now I'm just using either very, very little baking soda or essential oils like clove oil and peppermint oil, something like that. Yeah, it's all a science, you know. It is all trial and error. It takes sometimes long years to figure that all out.
This is very tasty.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Which one is your favorite? Probably the smoothie bowl.
I've got avocado dressing,
Oh, you like the avocado dressing?
and the smoothie is very good. I can't taste the kale.
Oh, really? I haven't tried the smoothie. Let me try it.
Tastes like bananas.
Yeah, just the banana taste just comes through. Because I have tried kale raw before, and I didn't like raw kale.
I never make a smoothie out of banana and kale. I never put any weeds in my smoothie because I rather eat it. Oh yeah, that's right. It tastes really good.
Mm-hmm. It does.
It's so simple. Definitely for people that don't like to eat salads. So, I'm gonna clean this up here.
I've read that the average American does not get nearly enough fiber.
Mm.
Eating like this.
Oh yeah, you have so much
Figured out
fiber.
how much fiber you're getting per day.
A lot of fiber. Oh, meat? I think it's above 25 grams. I think the recommendation is about 25 grams. I definitely get 50 or even more than that, to be honest. Yeah, definitely I get the 25, so it's recommended, or even more.